everyone is doing good. I'm an architecture student. I'm currently taking Studio Design 2, and this is how we're gonna present our final project. So I hope you enjoy this short homemade documentary. Our project starts with our client, which is a building owner who is looking to remodel his existing building facade in vertical circulation. The owner is fascinated in particular in projects that evolve from geometry. He's a big fan of Sandros Fattingi's work and Ruskin Architects. This project is expected to be a three-dimensional building facade that accommodates vertical circulation in small areas of leisure within a geometric design concept derived from science, technology, and art. For our strategy, we further researched Sandros Fattingi's and Ruskin Architect works as a reference. We developed geometry studies that translated into tessellations and 3D models, and that was our tool to understand the process of creating form and space. So my concept comes from the pattern that a pendulum draws while it's moving. The science behind it is very simple, yet I find it very, very elegant. There are two things that create the pattern: inertia and gravity. Inertia is the force that keeps the pendulum moving, and gravity is what pulls the pendulum down, that makes it go slower every time. The pattern starts as a circle, and the movement makes it stretch in the y-axis while contracting the x-axis, and then it goes back. The geometric system that I follow to design the facade starts with a grid. That it's a tessellation of hexagons. These units are the ones to be assembled inside the grid. The figure is a diagrammatical representation of the pendulum pattern, made with 5 hexagons inside of each other. The unit was then turned into a module. And to create this module, I followed the same principles that the pendulum does to create its pattern. I enlarged the y-axis and shortened the x-axis from the outside in, starting with the green hexagon, the biggest one, to the one inside. And for a little extra, I rotated the second and third hexagons to add more dimension to the angles. And this is the final module that I used inside the hexagons from my grid. These are the 3 layers that compose my building facade. My whole intention behind the layers was to make the 3 of them seem seamless and blend with each other. I wanted to make the feeling that you are only seeing one silhouette from the front, and once you're inside you can see how everything is moving, and that you have to get inside to really see what's going on. As you can see from this diagram in layer 2, from the front view you cannot really see it, but I highlighted in red so that you can see in a perspective view how the layers are actually in different positions. And for the 3rd layer, I wanted to create some sort of skylights in the 3rd floor. So that's what it is. The 3rd layer is the further one in the facade. So it's a combination of solid walls with the skylights that also blend with the front silhouette of the 1st layer. For the vertical circulation, I decided to set its center in the building to bring effective mobility. The 1st and 2nd floor come with resting floor space with balconies. From both balconies you can see the interior waterfall. My leisure areas consist of sitting spaces in the 3rd and 1st floor. And indoor waterfalls that go from the third to second floor. The intention behind that is that you get to see it while you're walking up the stairs. And here are some 3D model views of the building. Here you can see the back of the building as it is. For the project, we were also asked to do this board, which summarizes the design concept in a few pictures. There's all the elevations and the scale of the building, the front view, and also some interior views. We also developed exploded diagrams to further give insight to how our layers are placed inside the building. So here's a graphical representation. You can see first layer, second layer, and third layer all by themselves. I personally believe that the building facade is meaningful because it stays true to the main concept. It's very simple and elegant, just like the science behind the pendulum. And it's also successful because it derives from a system of geometrical figures, more specifically polygons, to derive from creating space and form, which is pretty amazing.